Welcome to Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, back again with another episode, y'all. I hope that you've been enjoying the shows, right? But in this episode, I want to talk to you about something that's extremely personal to me. I hope that I hope you can come away with something that is going to be beneficial to you. I pride myself on being able to open up and talk about just about anything that's going on with me, and this is no different. So, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about what it feels like, man, when somebody that you, how do I say this? Somebody that you call a friend uh, makes you feel like that you're not as important as they are in the role that you play, whether it be at work or in the relationship or whatever the case may be, right? Let it relate to your circumstances, but just let me drop a little something on you, right? And this is something that I experienced, and I hope that you learned something from it. I did. Um, but anyway, this is what happened. Like a lot of you know, I work in the gym, um, and I try to do the best job that I can. You know, one of the things that I do, some of the things that I do, I clean up, I help organize and facilitate, you know, the basketball games, you know, the intramural events that go on and stuff like that, and I referee the games and keeps everything clean and go about that kind of stuff, right? But the other day, something happened that really just got under my skin. Uh, the job that I do, and another friend of mine that works with me, uh, we were overlooked um, for a possible increase in pay. Don't get it twisted. It's not that much money anyway, right? So it's not about the money. It's not about the money. The process that was used to come about to determine whether uh, we deserve the raise or not was based on our job versus the jobs that were being given a raise in the area. Now, the people that cut hair as barbers, they were seen as to be more valuable than those of us that did the cleaning up. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. Now, what happened is that they were given the raise, and the conversation came up as to I didn't bring it up. You know, somebody else brought it up. It's like, why did they get a raise and the other ones didn't? And the question was asked, and then it was answered by saying, well, what they do versus what they do is not as important. That's what came to me. Now, when I had an opportunity to talk to someone that I consider to be my brother, he is my brother, you know what I'm saying? He said that they were working on trying to get all of us to raise and so on and so forth, this and that. But I responded like, well, first of all, they can keep the raise, but I don't appreciate anybody trying to characterize the situation or the job that I do as one that is not as valuable as another. How do you quantify that? How do you conclude that one person's job is more important than the other? Is the CEO of a automobile company more important than the employees that put the car together? I don't think that one could exist without the other. You feel me? So in any area, there is a level of equality that should be applied to situations. And if raises or benefits or anything like that is being handed out, it needs to be handed out not by saying or assuming that somebody is more important in their role as the other, but because the other people deserve it and that they're doing what they're supposed to do in the role that they're in. You understand? But as this situation played itself out, it was all up under me. I'm talking about it was rubbing me all kind of ways. And I pride myself on, you know what I'm saying, not taking things like that personal, letting them get under my skin. But I'm going to keep it real with y'all. That day, it got under my skin, but I had to check myself. I had to check myself because it was making me look at the people that I call my friends, my brothers, in a way that was making me angry. And I'm saying to myself, why am I feeling like this? I always do that, y'all. Whenever I'm going through something, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Why am I feeling like this? And the answer came like that to me. It was that I was feeling unappreciated. I was feeling like I was being manipulated. None of it was true. None of it was true, but that's what I told myself. Now, I'm one of those individuals, like I say, I believe in being able to unburden yourself, not carrying something around with you that's going to cause harm to you psychologically. You know what I'm saying? So it took a couple of days before I was able to even express what I was feeling. And sometimes it happens like that, y'all. Sometimes you can express it in the moment. Sometimes it takes a few days. But whatever it takes, take your time to do that. But it took me a day or so, and I was able to talk to somebody that I trust. And they informed me that I could be seeing this the wrong way. And I brought up a few other things that had happened, you know what I'm saying, concerning all the parties involved that may have influenced what was going on, you know. And it made me feel a little better after the conversation because I started to see it from a different way. Maybe it wasn't like that. And in addition to that, like I say, some other things went on concerning the show and how people look at me for being able to do the show that I'm doing. Um, I don't know if it's appropriate, but at that time, before the conversation, I was thinking that is this jealousy or is this envy or what is this? You know, because it's not making any sense to me. What's being said, what's being done, how we're being treated, and especially, you know, how I was being treated. And I'm like, what else could it be? What else could it be? And I had to really think after the conversation I had with the individual that I trust. They really let me understand that I could be seeing this totally the wrong way. And they made me understand that I had to take into account how they might be feeling about, you know, some of the things that I'm able to do that they're not. Some of the things that people say around here about me, it might make some people uncomfortable. You know, he's doing this, he's doing that, and they're not able to do it. They're trying. All of those things came into play, and it made me feel somewhat ashamed that I would even think that. But again, once I started to look at it from a different angle, I started to think about them more than I was thinking about me. And I'm like, okay, this lesson, this experience is worthwhile to go through. Because if I could so easily be offended and receive that offense and then look at people in a negative way without examining fully what was going on, then I still have some growing to do. And that's what I came away with. Everything's fine now, you know. We've talked about it. I told them I was doing the show. I'm not calling anybody's name out, you know. But sometimes you have to go through something so that you can realize that you need to continue to work on yourself. Just when you think you got it, you learn that you don't. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at right now. I'm not going to say that some of the things that I felt were not real, because they were. And I'm not going to say that some of the things that I thought were not true, because I found out that they were. What I am going to say is that how I dealt with them uh, really wasn't conducive to my growth. If anything, I took a step back, and I have to always be diligent. That's what I learned out of it too. Always be diligent about moving forward, moving upwards. And keeping it real, y'all, the route up, the pathway forward is by being positive, always looking for the lesson in the experience. Don't latch on to the pain of the experience at all. Latch on to the lesson within the experience. And by doing that, I'm learning. I'm learning. And I'm able to articulate what I'm learning in a way that's clear and concise and to the point. And I think that's what's helping me in a lot of the situations that I'm experiencing and going through. Most people don't take the time to try to learn from what they're going through. They would rather just not deal with it at all. I'm not like that. I want to feel all of it. Sometimes it hurts, y'all, but I think I'm better off for it. I know I am. I know I'm better off for it. Just by embracing all of the things that I endure, I'm better off. I really am. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. So when you're going through something and somebody makes you feel less valuable than you really are, look for the lesson in it. Don't take it personal. Stop for a minute, take a deep breath, and say that's not true. And whatever benefit they might be getting out of the situation or whatever's being said, remember this. If a non-truth has to be put on the table for somebody to benefit from it, then you shouldn't want that anyway. You shouldn't want that. And you would hope that the individuals that you are encountering or dealing with, you would hope that they would know that their true worth is way bigger than them having to create a scenario that isn't true to benefit from. And that's what I wanted to say to y'all. You're way bigger than the job that you have. You're way bigger than the way that you are written up on some type of report. You're more important than that. So don't get caught up in trying to play the political game to gain favor or to get an advantage if it causes you to say or do some things that could be hurtful to someone else. But if that happens and you're on the receiving end of it, what I would say is that receive that in a way that can help you grow as opposed to stunt your growth. Easier said than done, I know that. But do that, and I think that you'll be better off. This, growth that I experienced in this, I feel really good about it, and I would hope that anybody out there that's listening would be able to get some of this feeling that I got, you know what I'm saying, that this growth, you know what I mean? It feels good, y'all. Feels good. Just wanted to drop that on y'all real quick. This is one of the short ones, but I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everything that you do and all the episodes that you listen to. Hit me up in the comment section and tell me something. Do you like it? Don't like it? If you like it, hit that like button. Hit them comments, hit that like button, share it with your friends, all that. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? Push this thing for me, y'all. Push this thing, all right? I appreciate all of y'all out there. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe, and I say peace, y'all.